When a narcissist goes no contact with you, they don't even think about you, and you know this. But what happens when you discard a narcissist, when you go no contact first? How does it affect them? Let's find out in today's episode. I am Danish, a psychologist and a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, please subscribe, because your subscription to the channel may help in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Today's topic is 5 things a narcissist hopes for when you go no contact with them. Number 1, they hope that you drown feeling remorse and shame. None of that is experienced or felt by a narcissist, him or herself, but they expect you to feel a lot of shame, a lot of remorse. Why? Because they are convinced you did them dirty. You played them, you abused them, you betrayed them, you harmed them by leaving. Out of their entitlement and grandiosity, they visualize and imagine you coming back, crawling to them, begging for one more chance. That is what they hope for happening. They cannot self-pity, even though this behavior is driven by that true victimhood that they feel. But their pity, self-pity, gets converted into rage directed at you. They desire to punish you by abandoning you, by taking you back and then discarding you. Why? Well, they want to have control. They want to call it quits. They want to have the last say. It's all about power. You need to understand it. When they try to get you back, it's not about actually wanting to get you back. They don't love you. They are trying to get control back. They are trying to get that high, feel that high. They want their dominion that they had over you back. Number 2, they hope that all the smear campaigns they run against you impact you severely. They want everybody to shun you, to see you as an outcast, as a rebel, as a sinner, as somebody who is a homewrecker, somebody who has destroyed his or her partner or abandoned his or her parents, a person who has no empathy whatsoever, somebody who is a walking, living, breathing monster. That's how they villainize you or try to villainize you in other people's eyes. It's said when a narcissist cannot control you directly, they try to control how others see you. And that's what they target when running a smear campaign. They want you to suffer in loneliness. They hope that by getting as many people as possible on their side, they are able to punish you. They are able to convince you that you did something horribly wrong, that you should be ashamed of yourself. But most of the times, it doesn't work that way. A lot of people, especially those who know you, who trust you, understand your story, and shun the narcissist instead. And that is when their smear campaign backfires and they fail. Unfortunately, in some cases, especially work situations, this kind of stuff works and you are isolated. Your colleagues just listen to your narcissistic boss's crap and then they treat you the way he or she wants them to treat you. That's when it gets really, really painful to deal with. Number 3, they hope that you will act like nothing has happened when they start hovering you. Hovering happens when a narcissist knows that there is no option left for them except acting nice. When they put on a mask of niceness, they unrealistically expect you to play along. They expect you to forget everything they have ever said to you and just make it seem like, oh yeah, we are together again. Let's be one again. Let's believe in the future that the narcissist is casting the illusion. Let's become a part of the shared fantasy that the narcissist creates for you, and so on. When you give them a little bit of pushback or say no, that is when they show you their real monstrous self, and that is when that rage comes out. They try to punish you and they become the same person they promised never to be again. Before we move on to number 4, download my free guide that answers top 10 questions asked by every single survivor of narcissistic abuse. In this guide, I help you understand how you may be a survivor of narcissistic abuse without analyzing their personality. In other words, I'll help you understand how it is all about the impact, not their intent. Click the I button above or the link in the description to get it right now. Number 4, they hope to replace you within days after getting you back into their trap. There is seething, simmering, boiling anger inside a narcissist that they control when hovering you, when trying to get you back after you leave them. They want to teach you a lesson. They want to abandon you for the wolves. They want you to live in desperation, separation anxiety, and a lot of pain. That is their revenge. They are driven by the desire to be vindictive. They're really punitive. They do not forgive. It's not their nature at all, which is why I compare them with dementors. Dementors are mythical creatures that feed off of your happiness, and that is what drives them. When they drain that life force out of you, you feel immense sadness. That is what a narcissist wants to do with you. And they want to prove that, oh, you are worth nothing. You are a worthless person, somebody who deserves no one and has to be alone all their life. How? By replacing you with somebody better, somebody who is more understanding, who is more loving, and who has a lot to offer. Number 5 and the last one. They hope that you never emerge from the suffering they caused. They want you to be in pain all the time. They want you to keep talking about them. They want you to keep thinking about them, and they can feel it because they have predatory intuition. They hope that you never find anybody else. Rather, they believe that you won't. Why? Because they think they are the best and you had the best. Now, you are not going to find anybody, and if you end up finding somebody, they will be nowhere in comparison to the narcissist, so it's your loss. That's how delusional they are. It needs no explanation. You know how it works and how they think. But the point is, they are sadists. They are driven by your pain, which means they are more affected by you than how much you're affected by them. This is the reason why they post a lot of pictures on their social media platforms with their new partners, with their children, going to places and so on, just to make you feel unhappy, just to confuse you further so that you think, oh, maybe I was the crazy one, maybe I did something wrong. See, he or she looks so happy with their new partner, with their children, so I must have messed it up. That's exactly what a narcissist wants you to think. That's why I told you a narcissist depends on you more than how much you depend on them. Do not look at their social media profiles because they're getting supply that way. They know you're doing it somehow. I can't explain how, but they know it. And they hope that you stay chained forever. Process it, process the grief so that you can accept and finally let go. That was number 5. I hope you found this episode insightful. Let me know in the comments what you resonated with the most, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.